There will be some recoil changes once Battlefield 6 launches on October the 10th. And of course, this was gathered with the feedback that we gave during the 2 beta weekends. And DICE has decided to go ahead and make some recoil changes to award players for tap firing more than just holding down the trigger. Before I get into all the details, be sure if you enjoy the video to hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and hit that sub button as well. I would appreciate it. And be sure to check out Control Freak. All their information is linked down in the description, and you can save 12% off with my code at checkout. Now, when it comes to weapons, a lot of people were talking about how the weapons felt like laser beams, or at least some of them felt like laser beams. Not every one of them, but some of them felt like they needed a bit of an adjustment. And DICE has decided to go ahead and make these adjustments in Battlefield 6. It says, we're making targeted adjustments to deliver a more consistent and rewarding gunplay experience. This includes a general pass on recoil and tap fire characteristics across all weapons, further emphasizing their unique feel and improving range. Also, they're making changes to encourage more controlled tap firing and burst firing, rewarding precision and weapon mastery. Additionally, the M87A shotgun now requires more pellets to secure a kill. So they did go ahead and nerf the shotgun as well. I guess you wouldn't really say nerf, but made it, a little bit harder to get easy kills with it because it was very strong, and adding more pellets to get that kill is probably a good place to start. I'm sure that thing will get adjusted a few more times throughout the life cycle of Battlefield 6. Now, when it comes to normal weapons, them talking about tap firing characteristics across all weapons is how they've always really wanted Battlefield to be. Now, there are some cases in Battlefield where there's guns that are absolute lasers, and they're really good at long and mid-range, but they don't deal a lot of damage. They may deal less damage than other ARs. Then there's been cases where other ARs or maybe carbines have a lot of recoil, but they're very strong. They have a lot of stopping power. So there's always that kind of balance between making weapons, usable and fun, and some of them a little bit easier, and also having those weapons that have a very high ceiling, but if you can master them, you can do really, really well with them. So that's where tap firing comes in, not moving when firing. Battlefield's a lot different than other shooters. Battlefield has always been a game that punishes you if you move while shooting. There are some attachments now that do help, with moving while shooting, but most of the time Battlefield rewards you for, aiming at someone, stopping, and then firing instead of, running and shooting and sliding and shooting and all that kind of stuff. So I think most people will be happy with this. I know there was a lot of talk anyway about this during the beta, and a lot of, feedback given from the community about weapons being a little too easy to use, or at least some of them being a bit too easy to use. And hopefully we'll get kind of that, like I said, good balance between the weapons that are kind of lasers and then the weapons that are more rewarding if you can master them. And the reason I say that is because you want to have good gunplay in a game, and you also want to have weapons that are easy to get kills with and fun to use, because that's what makes people enjoy playing the game. If they're really hard to use and it's every weapon in the game, that's going to be a turn off for some folks. So I think that just kind of balance, that happy medium, will be where DICE is trying to get all the weapons in game. And as you know, we'll have tons and tons of weapon tuning for Battlefield 6 once it does launch. Anyway, leave me a comment with your thoughts. Let me know what you think about these recoil changes, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.